Jimmy Kimmel's triumphant return to the airwaves is proof that white America does have a voice and they choose not to use it. When Palestinians and the BDS movement were begging people to boycott Hulu and Disney Plus, this is proof that they could have done it. They just chose not to. When LGBT Americans continuously beg y'all not to go see the Harry Potter reboot and not to continuously give money to J.K. Rowling, knowing she's going to use that money to again attack trans people, this is proof that they could have boycotted her successfully. When Target and all these companies start to cut away from DEI initiatives and diversity and inclusion, this is proof that when Black people asked them to boycott Target, they could have done so. They just chose not to. White people came together in defense of Jimmy Kimmel, another white man whose voice was taken away, and they felt threatened and they decided to crash, to boycott the Disney Plus, and they did to the extreme that it crashed the cancel website. That is the amount of power and influence they have in this country. And so whenever you hear white people try to convince you, oh no, we don't have the power, oh no, we're not united, that is a lie. What motivated them to the action was not Black people, it was not trans children, it was not Palestinian children. What motivated them to action was the fact that this already privileged and powerful white man had his voice taken away. That's what they identified with, that's what they cared about. And it's also proof that if they wanted to stop fascism in this country, they could. And this further cements my belief that white people do not care about fascism. They actually want fascism. They just don't want the other party to be empowered. I think it's worth looking back and noticing that when leftists were constantly criticizing the Democratic Party for human rights violations, for taking away free speech, for example, the college students, because that's another thing. I hate when people talk about Jimmy Kimmel losing free speech and then said absolutely nothing for the college students. But I digress. The point is that when people were talking about these human rights violations, it was met with a lot of silence and criticism from the Democratic Party. So this notion that there's nothing they can do against fascism, there's nothing they can do, no, they were purposefully silent.